So TRT stands for testosterone replacement therapy, and it's the replacement of your natural testosterone levels in men who have a low natural production.
So I started on TRT around 4 years ago now, and I remember very well that I wasn't really sure at the time what was wrong with me, and after speaking to my brother who just started on treatment, it became clear to me that we had the same symptoms. So after taking a blood test and having my results confirmed that I had low testosterone, I started on treatment with another clinic in the UK. Now me and my brother were talking about our experience with the clinic, and we felt that it wasn't a very responsive service. And given that it's such an important treatment for men, we also felt that there are a lot of men out there who aren't aware of testosterone replacement therapy, aren't aware they have low testosterone, and could really do with getting treatment, because of the amount of change that it brings to your life is transformative.
I mean, we've got hundreds of patients who are really happy with their treatment. On a day-to-day basis, we have people coming to us and saying, this has changed my life, it's improved my relationships, I'm no longer that grumpy old man that I felt like previously. I can be myself again, I can play with my kids, I can be with my wife, I'm more assertive, I have less anxiety and depression. It really can improve all aspects of your life.
So I mean, even the first day after my first testosterone injection, I felt completely different. I felt years younger. I had an energy back that had been missing from my life for a long time. I was much more focused at work. I didn't have the kind of brain fog and tiredness that I'd been suffering from for a number of years, which I'd kind of put it down to just being, just getting older and just being more tired and lethargic. But in fact, it was low testosterone, and it also helped with other aspects like the relationship with my girlfriend at the time, my sex drive, which had been poor up until then. And it also helped with things like working out in the gym, because previously I'd really been starting to struggle to motivate myself in the gym, struggling to motivate myself at work. After just a short time on treatment, I was already seeing real improvements in those areas.
Essentially, a patient will order an initial blood test, and this will test their total and free testosterone levels. If these levels are low, then they'll do a second blood test, which is a bit more in depth, looks at the rest of the pituitary function and pituitary hormones. It does some of the baseline tests that we need, like a full blood count, prostate-specific antigen, and a lipid screen. From there on, they'd move on to have a consultation. This will involve a full medical history, going through the blood tests that the patients had done previously before they get to consultation, taking a medical history from them, an examination, and from there the risks, benefits of testosterone replacement will be discussed, and then a decision between the patient and the doctor that's doing their consultation will come up with a treatment plan. From then on, they'll start treatment. They'll be assessed periodically, usually at 3 months and again at 6 months, to make sure that the treatment that they've started on is effective. And from there, they'll also have follow-up blood tests as well to make sure that they're safe and that the things that need to be monitored are monitored. Different treatment options for men with low testosterone range from creams and gels, which can be applied daily. We offer different kinds of injectable testosterone, libido, which is long-acting, which is taken every 10 to 14 weeks, to short-acting testosterone esters, such as enanthate and cypionate, which are taken more frequently, often weekly. We also offer testosterone pellets, which can be inserted under the skin, and these are usually placed under the skin every 4 to 6 months and provide sustained release of testosterone over that time.
So a really important part of the treatment is the follow-up blood tests and monitoring by the doctors. We do blood tests at 6 weeks, at 3 months, 6 months, and then every 6 months after that, basically. These are really important because they ensure that you are safe and healthy whilst on treatment, but they also allow us to dial in the medication doses so that the doctors can ensure that you are getting the best benefits from it and to reduce the kind of side effects that you might be getting from having high estrogen, for example.
So there are side effects to TRT, and these can mostly be managed by making sure you run a good protocol when you're monitored. So the main side effects that people can complain of are either estrogenic side effects, so things again like low libido, anxiety, depression, water retention, weight gain, and also the main side effect that we want to avoid is a raise in hematocrit, because that can essentially lead to things like headaches, itchiness, and visual issues, and that's something that we monitor patients for when they're on treatment. So medication can be administered subcutaneously, and this is small injections into the subcutaneous fat, often around the midsection of the belly. And this can be done with very small needles and is relatively painless. So small needles such as this one. So the time frame for TRT to be effective varies very much from individual to individual. So some guys will start on testosterone replacement and we'll find within a week or two that actually they feel like a new person once they've got their levels a bit higher than they were when they were diagnosed. Some patients it can take 6 to 12 months to get the full benefits of testosterone replacement, particularly with regard to things like libido and erectile dysfunction. So usually patients will go on a treatment plan or a trial of treatment for 6 months. And at the end of that 6 months, we'll assess their symptoms and see whether the trial has been beneficial to their lives.